Hey there! So glad you're here on Monday night to talk about Disney Cruise Line and all the great food on Disney Cruise Line and the food options. If you're somebody who's been on a Disney cruise before, I'd love it if you could share some of your favorites and your favorite things about Disney cruise food, whether that is a restaurant or a favorite dish or something that you love that they offer. Please share it below so other people can hear, because I have some of my favorite things and my tips, but if we all share with each other, that just makes the experience even better and we all learn from it. A little bit about me. My name is Jenny Bond. I am a travel agent with Marvelous Mouse Travels, and I've been doing this about a year, and I absolutely love it. And there's a great team of agents at Marvelous Mouse Travels that would love to help you if you're looking for a travel agent to help you on your next trip. Let's see. So if you have questions, go ahead and put those in the comments, and I will get to them at the end. But a little bit about what we're going to be talking about tonight. I'll cover a little overview about Disney Cruise Line's dining, some of the restaurants on each ship, the various different food options, what's included, what's not included. At the end, I'll give some tips, and then, of course, I'll do the question and answer period at the end. So, again, put your questions in the comments, and I'd love if you just say hi. I'd love to see who's on here, and let's just have some fun together. So forgive me if I refer to some notes because there's so much that's easy to forget, and I want to make sure I get to everything that I can to tell you. So first of all, Disney Cruise Line does rotational dining, and this is kind of an industry first. A lot of cruise lines have a main dining room, but Disney has three main dining rooms, and they're all included in the price of your cruise. And what they do is that each night you will be assigned a different dining room to go to for your dinner. And so you will get to go to three different dining rooms over the course of your cruise. And depending on how many days your cruise is, you may get to go to that dining room, to each of those dining rooms more than once. So that's great. But the menu is not always the same. So that's also great because you don't always have the same options. There's something new. But if you have a favorite, you can also request that even if it isn't on the menu and see if they can make that arrangement and accommodation for you. So there's those three dining rooms. There's also cabanas on every ship, which is the buffet, and that is open every breakfast and every lunch, except for the debarkation day. But that's available breakfast and lunch, and then at dinner, it is not a buffet, it is a table service restaurant. So that's a little bit different, but you have that as an option. You're not assigned to cabanas. You can go anytime that it's open. The rotational dining, you are assigned a time. So you have the early dining time or the late dining time. And the early dining time is usually about 5:45 to be seated. And the late dining time, I believe, is 8:15. Yeah, 8:15 usually. So you have to keep that in mind. When you book your cruise, you'll want to request your preferred dining time right away, because especially that early one fills up pretty fast. A lot of families prefer the early time for their kids. I'm going to go to this so I have a little bit bigger picture here. But yeah, a lot of diners prefer the earlier time for their kids. If you get assigned a time that you feel like doesn't work for you, you can ask to be on the wait list for the other time. And if you don't get what you requested, your preferred time, then the first day when you get on the ship, I recommend going immediately to the dining area and talking to them and seeing if they can make that arrangement for you, because frequently they can make that change. You can also request a private dining table or a certain size of dining table, because usually you are seated with other diners unless you're a large party. You'll be seated with other diners. And a lot of people love that experience. They love the social experience of getting to know new people. And you'll be sitting with the same people every night of the cruise. So you can get to know them and make great friends. And Disney usually tries to seat people with similar age kids, things like that, so they can easily make friends and have things in common. But if you prefer to dine alone, that's fine too. And you can request private dining. But again, it's not guaranteed. And you'll be assigned a table number, and you will eat at that same table. It will be in different places depending on the restaurant, but it will be the same table number every night. You'll also have the same wait staff, which is so great. We've always had great wait staffs on Disney cruises, and it's so fun to get to know them, and they get to know your preferences. If you have allergies or special dining restrictions, tell them the first night, and they'll make a note of that and remember it from night to night and make those accommodations easily for you. I know they do some really fun things. Our waiter has almost always had fun tricks up his sleeve, like little games or riddles to entertain us. They've done things like have our drinks ready, our preferred drinks. If they notice a pattern, they've had those ready before we get there. They notice if your child likes to get the pasta every night, they'll say, "Oh, do you want the pasta again? Do you want some extra pasta?" I know when I requested cherries in my Diet Coke, they brought like the whole cup full of cherries with just a little Coke, just for fun. But they just make it really fun. And getting to know those people is a special part of your cruise because you can make some great friends and get to know their backgrounds. And they often have different tips for the ports. So if you're looking for some ideas of what to do in port, they're a great resource because they've been doing this a lot. So that's a great thing to keep in mind. Get to know your wait staff because they will definitely serve you well. Okay, so you've got the main dining rooms, right? And you've got the buffet. You also have quick service dining, and that's usually located around the pool area. And there's things like pizza, burgers, salads, sandwiches, wraps, different things like that. And they're easy. You can get them, fairly early in the day for lunch, an early lunch, snack. You can get them for dinner if you don't want to go to the main dining area, late night snack. Chicken fingers are my son's favorite. He gets them over and over every time we're there. But the pizza's good. I love the little wraps, and they have them in little pieces so you can try multiple kinds. That's my go-to there. I love those. But you can go and get those pretty much anytime. So there's the quick service. Then there's 24-hour room service, which is fantastic because if you are craving something at night, if you want a late night dessert, cookies and milk is a popular option. There's Mickey bars, which aren't on the menu, but you can ask for them. So you can get unlimited Mickey bars right to your room. So fantastic. Another great thing about the room service, if you have an early morning excursion where you don't want to take the time to go and have breakfast at one of the restaurants, you can have the night before, you can request breakfast and just put the little card outside hanging from your doorknob on your room, and they'll come around and get that and have your breakfast ready in the morning. And it just makes a great option for those days when you want to get off the ship earlier. Hi, Megan. Glad you're here. So one thing to remember about the room service is it is included, but you're expected to tip. Most of the things are included. There is an extra charge for some items, some packaged snacks and some canned sodas. But for the most part, things are included for room service, but you are expected to tip. So just keep that in mind when you're planning for your cruise. Make sure you bring several small bills for tips for room service. Okay, so another great thing is the unlimited soft serve ice cream. Now, that is one of my favorites, and they rotate the flavors, so I love to go over and over to the soft serve and get myself a little cone, and it's self-serve, so you can decide which flavor you want, or if you want swirl, they almost always have chocolate and vanilla, the standard, and then they also usually have another set of flavors, strawberry banana, I've seen blueberry, mango, coconut, pineapple, lots of different flavors. Banana is one of my favorites, so is the coconut and the mango. If you have a favorite that you've had, like, share here because it's always good. And my daughter has been known to go get ice cream over and over throughout the day because it's so fantastic, and you can get just a small cone and feel great about it. Another fantastic thing is the fountain drinks. There is a drink fountain at the pool area, and it's free. So a lot of cruise lines, in fact, every other cruise line I can think of, charges like for a drink package. Disney does not. So yeah, you have your standard lemonade, water, coffee, hot chocolate that's included, but you have all your sodas, like the vitamin water, milk, all those things, teas, all those things are included, and you can just go help yourself anytime at the pool area. You can bring your own refillable larger cup if you want to, or they have smaller paper cups right there that you can use, and they prefer that you use those. But it is nice to have a bigger cup that you can refill that is more than 12 ounces or whatever the small cup is. So that's something to keep in mind. You may want to bring a refillable cup and use that. But those drinks are also included when you dine in the cabanas or the dining rooms. Like, those drinks are included. Now, it is extra for alcoholic drinks, specialty drinks. They have smoothies, a smoothie station. Those are not included, so you do have to pay extra for those. So that's something else to keep in mind. And throughout the ship, they also have lounges, bars, a pub in a lot of ships, and of course those drinks at those places are extra too. Okay, let me just take a look here and see. Senses Spa. At the spa, they also have a juice bar, and they have really great juice drinks that you can get, but those are an extra charge too. So something else to keep in mind. Delicious and an extra charge. And at those places, when you get a drink at a bar or a lounge or anything, you are expected to tip on those alcoholic drinks as well. So again, bring lots of ones so that you can tip easily, right? So what's included? I've mentioned a few of these things. So all those main dining rooms are included. The fountain drinks are included. The quick service dining, the room service is included. Soft serve ice cream, buffet, which is called cabanas. Another one that is cool is if your kids are in the kids club, when it's time to eat your meal, they will feed them there. So you don't have to worry about pulling them out of the kids club if you want a night out for a date night, for dinner or whatever, or your kids don't really like that experience. You can have them stay in the kids club and they will feed them there if it's that time. So that's included too. And they have a great little dining area that the kids get to sit at and eat and everything. So that's fantastic. Okay, what costs extra? So I already mentioned alcoholic drinks, specialty drinks that aren't alcoholic, the smoothies, the juice bar, tips, right? Some of the tips. In the dining rooms, the main dining rooms, you don't tip until the end of the cruise, and I'll get to that in a minute. But if you're going for any of the alcoholic drinks at the bars or things like that, you are expected to tip. So tips, movie snacks. This is one that always gets us because we love our movies on our Disney cruise ship. They show first run movies, and we love that. And they have the little snack bar outside of the movie theater and the evening show. And you can get candy, you can get canned sodas. I think they have beers. I'm not a beer drinker, but I think they have some beers. They have a popcorn bucket. Yay! For those of you who love Disney popcorn buckets and are collectors, it's so much easier to get them on the cruise ships, and they have the same ones that they have in the parks. So you can get your popcorn bucket there, and then it's the same thing. You get the refills for, I think, $2. It may be even a little bit less than the cruise line. I'm trying to remember the exact price, but it's about $2 for your refill. And so we like to get our popcorn bucket at the beginning of the cruise the first night and then keep using it throughout because we kind of like our popcorn with our movies. But that is extra. So if you get popcorn or a refillable bucket or any of those things at the snack bar, it is extra. So that's something to keep in mind. Adult exclusive restaurants. There are 2 restaurants. Some ships have 1, some have 2 that are for adults only. And those do have a surcharge, and I'll get to that in a little bit. The ice cream and sweet shop. So you have your soft serve ice cream, that's included. Your desserts are included in the dining rooms. But they also have an ice cream shop that has like gelato, like the hard hand-scooped ice cream, candies, things like that. And they can create like sundaes and milkshakes. And they're really good. They are extra as well. So if you go to the ice cream shop, if you want more than soft serve, if you want some of those other ice creams or gelatos, that is an extra charge too. And the juice bar, I mentioned that one. Okay. Dress code. Disney cruise line is pretty relaxed about their dress code in the dining rooms, most of them in the main dining rooms. Generally, it's casual. They don't want you to come in swimwear, in tank tops, things like that. They want you to dress nicely, but you can wear shorts and, t-shirts if you want. They do have formal nights, and those are optional. So if you don't want to dress up for a formal night, you don't have to. You'll really see people dressed in all sorts of clothing on a formal night. You'll see people in khakis and polos, and then people in, Sunday dress, and then people in full tuxedos and formals. So really whatever you want to do will work, and you will probably be comfortable in whatever you choose to wear. My family doesn't like to dress up for those formal nights, so we usually go casual. My daughter and I might wear a dress, but pretty casual, and we've always felt comfortable. So just something to keep in mind. If you're somebody who doesn't like to dress up, that's fine. If you love to dress up, that's great. And they have photographers on site and things to make an event out of it if you want to do that. They also have Pirate Night, which you can plan for and dress up for, and it is super fun. So if you love that, go for it. You'll again see people not dressed up, and you'll see people in full pirate costumes for Pirate Night. And any way you go will be wonderful and accepted. So that's one thing I love about their dining, is that you don't have to dress up for those nights. And if you don't want to go to the dining room for one of those dress-up nights because you aren't comfortable, that's fine too. You can go to another dining location, to Cabanas, or get a quick service, or get something in your room, and that's totally fine. You have lots of choices, and that's one thing that is great about Disney Cruise Line. So I'm going to go over some of the restaurants, and this one I will definitely be referring to my notes because there are so many great ones, and they're different on different ships. So one that's on all ships that is a favorite is Animator's Palette. And if you've been on Disney Cruise Line, you know that it is definitely a highlight of the cruise experience. And Animator's Palette is a little bit different on different ships. We've been on 3 of the ships, and it is different on a couple. There are a couple different options for Animator's Palette. So, but anyway you go, it is fun. Any of the ships is fun. Some of them, it is, you walk in and it is a black and white room that is very like hand-drawn, like it looks very hand-drawn and kind of like animation with paintbrushes and things like that worked into the decor. There's usually like a little paint jar looking thing on the table. Your knife may be like a little paintbrush style knife, little touches like that. Lots of artwork. And then the other Animator's Palette that we've been to has been lots of screens and very colorful and things like that. There are 3 different shows we've experienced on Animator's Palette. One, in the room that's more black and white, the room starts black and white, and it transforms and colors are added into this vibrant, beautiful, animated room. And the screens show Pixar and Disney animation scenes, both video and photographs. And some of them are sketches, like some of the preliminary artwork, and some of them are, like I said, the full videos. And that experience is so fantastic because in the end, when it's all colorful and lit up, guess who comes to visit? Mickey as the sorcerer. And it's just a beautiful, fun experience with lots of music, and he parades around and dances. He was right behind my son, and my son didn't even realize it. We were saying, turn around, look, it's Mickey. And he was like, where? So, but that's really fun. Another experience that they have in Animator's Palette, some of the Animator's Palettes, is the Undersea Magic. And that is similar to Turtle Talk with Crush, if you've experienced that. Crush comes swimming through the different screens on the wall and interacts with the different guests in the restaurant, and that's really fun too. The other experience that we've had is Animation Magic, and they hand out, you'll know that this is going to happen at the beginning if you receive this. They will hand out, at your place, there will be paper placemats that you are instructed to draw on, color on, any way you want, and to put your name and everything on it. And so you don't miss this, because it is so magical. You fill it out, you color it, do whatever you want with it, and you turn it in to your waiter. And later on, they create an amazing magical show from the artwork that everybody's turned in the restaurant. And it is amazing. I recorded it. I wish I could show you right now, because it is so fun to see your artwork on that screen, and it comes to life. They animate it. It's Disney magic. And it's just spectacular. So if you get that placemat, don't skip filling it out. It's so fun. Okay, so Animator's Palette, Enchanted Garden, and I'm not going over the menus of these very much because the menus do change a lot, but there are options for pretty much everybody. A lot of these are pretty standard American, French, Italian foods, and they do have other options thrown in there as well. If you are a more adventurous eater, it's a great time to try some of these. But I won't be going over the menus as much because they do change. So Enchanted Garden is on Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy if you're planning to go on one of those ships. And it's more of a French conservatory feel, kind of a garden with lattice and things like that. Some of the lights are flowers. And what's cool is they open up, the little flowers that are the lights like open up throughout the night. And the sky changes from a lighter sky to a darker sky, and then with stars. So it's really magical. That's really fun. Lumiere's is on the Disney Magic. I haven't been to that one, but I'm going next year, so I'm excited. If you've been to Lumiere's, tell us what you think. But it has a Beauty and the Beast theme. I'm reading my notes since I haven't been there. With roses, glass domes, Art Deco style, patterned after the ballroom from Beauty and the Beast. And I'm a huge Beauty and the Beast fan, so I would absolutely love that. Okay, Rapunzel's Royal Table. And I haven't been to this one either because it's on the Disney Magic. But I really am excited to go to Rapunzel's because I've heard amazing, wonderful things, and it sounds like so much fun. But it is a celebration of Rapunzel's birthday, entertained by a band of musicians, the mischievous Snuggly Duckly Thugs, and Princess Rapunzel appears. So you get a character meal out of it. It says the menu includes references to Tangled. And then there are special activities and a parade at the end. So I'm so excited for that one. It's going to be so fun. Okay, again, that's on the Disney Magic. Okay, and then we have Royal Court, which is on the Disney Fantasy. And that one is a very elegant, like princess themed. There's portraits of princesses on the wall. It's not like blaring in your face princess. It's very understated and elegant. The bread bowls are patterned after Cinderella's pumpkin carriage. So that's a nice touch, but it's very beautiful. Royal Palace, again, is similar. It's princess inspired with rose carpet and chandeliers and portraits of the princesses again, and that is on Disney Dream. So Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy both have a royal restaurant, royal court or royal palace. They're a little bit similar. Tiana's Place. This is my favorite so far. This and Anna Mary's palette that I've been on. Tiana's Place is on the Disney Wonder. And if you love Princess and the Frog, if you love jazz, if you love Tiana, if you love Cajun food, like this is a great place for you. Again, you get a character interaction meal. Tiana comes around. She's all dressed up in her white fun outfit with a little feather cap and her white boa, and she's interacting with the guests. There's live jazz music. There's a little parade with the alligator is thrown in there. I can't remember his name. If he has a name, I'm sure he does, but I don't know it. But it's really fun. And there's some Southern food, some Cajun food, and beignets. So you can get your beignets at Tiana's Place. And I just love that restaurant. It is my favorite so far. Okay, Triton's is on the Disney Wonder as well. And Triton's is, again, like a very understated theme, but it is a Little Mermaid theme, and of course in honor of King Triton. But again, like very understated. And they have like a mosaic portrait of King Triton and Ariel. It's French food there generally. But yeah, it's the theme is not as evident to me, at least, as some of the others. Like the royal ones even are more evident to me than King Triton's. So those are the different restaurants that are the rotational main dining rooms. Then you have Cabanas, which is the buffet restaurant that, again, you can go to for breakfast or lunch as a buffet or for dinner as a table service restaurant. And Cabanas is, as a buffet, has at least 10, maybe more food stations, lots of choices. In the morning, you have your Mickey waffles. You've got made-to-order omelets. You've got all your traditional American favorites, plus they have some international options like smoked salmon, things like that. They have cereals. They've got delicious pastries, Krispy Kreme donuts. Maybe they're not Krispy Kreme, but they seem exactly like Krispy Kreme to me. So if you're a Krispy Kreme donut fan, you can get your Krispy Kreme every morning there if you want. So a whole bunch of different options, juices, sodas. We always like to go for the passion orange guava juice. That's our favorite that they have there. So you have all those options for breakfast. And then at lunch, it's things like salads and let's see, they have peel and eat shrimp, which people usually like, and the lobster claws. I think are some of my favorites. Salad bar, some different sandwich options, pizza, pasta, lots of things like that. So again, that's the buffet. And then at dinner, if you decide you'd like to go to Cabanas, maybe you don't want to go at your specified time, maybe you're late, maybe you just want to do something different, you can go to Cabanas. And they will seat you, and it's table service. So they'll seat you, and they'll bring you a menu that has options. Many of them are from the other restaurants, and then there's some other options there, and you can go through the menu and see what you'd like. There's usually not a ton of people there for dinner, so it's pretty quiet, and you can get great service. You won't have your wait staff that you're used to, but they have great service there too. So that is Cabanas. So the adult-only options, there are two. Palo is on all the ships, and it is Italian-themed, Italian food. They have a brunch, they have a dinner. You should make reservations if you want to go there because it fills up pretty quickly, and it's usually been a limit of one reservation that you can make, but I believe it's two now. The price is $30 per person surcharge. So if you want to go there, it's not very much more, and it is a fantastic experience with lots of premium options of food. I haven't dined there, but I've heard it's really amazing. So if you want to go there, you can just leave your kids in the kids club, and they'll be taken care of for dinner and go enjoy a date night by yourselves. And that's a great option. They also have wine pairings, and those are $59 per person in addition to the $30 charge if you want to do the wine pairings. And the dress code there is a little bit a little bit less casual. For men, dress pants or slacks and collared shirt. For women, dress, skirt, or pants and a blouse. Jeans can be worn if there's no holes, but I think they prefer you to dress up a little bit more than jeans. Remy is another option, but it's only on the Dream and the Fantasy, and it is French, and of course, since it's Remy's, you may see little Remy touches here and there. They have a wine room there. You can have private dining in the Gusteau room, and you get if you do that, you get interactions with the chef and a very unique menu. Reservations should be made there as well, and it is a $95 charge per person, so a little bit more, but again, it is a really unique experience with a lot more to it. Hi, Becca. Glad you're here. They also have other options at Remy's. They have a whole bunch of them. So they have the regular dinner, champagne brunch, dessert experience. Of course, I can't say this because I don't speak French, but petit assiettes de Remy, wine pairing, and all of those are different charges. The dinner is $95. Each of those other options have additional charges. Dress code there is a little bit more. Men should wear a jacket, or it is required to wear a jacket. So if you don't bring a jacket, they do have clothing to rent, I believe, on board. So a jacket with dress pants, slacks, and shoes. Ties are optional. Ladies, cocktail dress, evening dress, pantsuit, skirt, or blouse. So plan ahead if you're planning to dine at Remy, because you'll need some extra clothes. Of course, if you are planning on formal night, you probably already have some of these that you're packing. So there you go. They also have brunch and dessert options as well. And one of the favorite things, I mentioned this earlier, but Pirate Night. Pirate Night, there's a special menu, and it is pirate themed. So the menu has different names on the of each of the items. They're kind of pirate names and really fun. I love it. And some Caribbean inspired dishes that night too. So I love that. And the waiters dress up. So you may be dressed up, but the waiters will definitely be dressed up for Pirate Night. And they get in the mood and they get excited and they get in their pirate moods, I guess. So I love that. And then that night, there's a late night buffet at Cabanas. So you may have gone to the buffet earlier in the day, but the late night buffet is not to be missed. So save some room on Pirate Night for the late night buffet. Lots of desserts, all different kinds, little petite desserts. So you can try lots. I like to fill up my plate with lots of different desserts and then try to get people to share with me because I still can't finish them all by myself, but I want to try everything. They also have made-to-order crepes, and that is really popular. If you want a crepe, like get in the line early. Fresh crepes made to order, and then lots of fun toppings that you can put on those crepes. That's a really popular item. And they often have they have the buffet decorated with pirate foods. So they'll have watermelons carved in the shape of pirate heads. They'll have bread in the shape of a pirate ship, things like that just add to the atmosphere and make it extra fun. So that's Pirate Night foods. And again, list questions. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Here's my tips. Okay. One is, if you are worried that your child will not want to sit in the dining room, because it is a longer experience, so you need to plan for that. If you're worried your child will not enjoy that experience, you can either leave them in the kids club to dine, or you can take care of the dine and play. I was trying to remember the dine and play program. So you tell your waiter that you want to take advantage of this program, and you don't have to remember the name. They'll know what you're talking about. But they'll bring your child's food out as a priority. They'll bring their food out first. Your child can eat while you're still waiting for your food, or while you're starting to eat your food. And then partway through dinner, the kids club counselors will come, and they'll gather up any of the children that want to go to the kids club at that point. And they'll take them to the kids club and do activities with them while you finish dinner. This can be really nice. I know sometimes my kids, especially when they've been younger, have not enjoyed the long dining experience. or they're tired, especially if you're doing the later dining. So it's a great option if you want your kids to go ahead and go to the kids club while you finish up. Okay, so there's one, the Dine and Play program. Check out the ice cream every day. I mentioned this before, but the flavors change, and you may find a favorite that you didn't try before, and it's just fun. Calories don't count on cruises. So eat all the ice cream you want. Okay, if you're open, if you're not set on a certain dish, if you're open, ask your server what they recommend. I have learned to do this every night. So my first cruise, I picked what I wanted, and sometimes my server would intervene and recommend something or say, I'm not sure about that option. Maybe you might want to rethink that because that gets returned sometimes. This last cruise, I started every time saying, what do you recommend from the menu? And I almost always ordered what he recommended because your servers know these menus really well. They've eaten off of them quite a bit. They know what the passengers love. They know what gets returned to the kitchen frequently. Trust your server. If they recommend something that sounds at all good to you, I would order it. And if you order something and they say, are you sure you want that? Or I'll bring something else in addition to that, listen to them. One time my server told me that and I didn't listen to them and I got it and I said, yeah, this isn't great. Can you bring me something else? And that's okay. But if you're at all open, like listen to your server and ask them what they recommend because they are usually really good options. Okay. Don't be afraid to ask for something that's not on the current menu. So if you had something the night before at a different restaurant that you loved, if just nothing is sounding great to you and you can think of something else that is sounding good, they won't necessarily be able to meet every request, but you might as well try. I know my son, I can't remember what it was, but he had something that he really liked, and he got the menu a previous night, and he got the menu, and he didn't like very many of the options, and the server said, hey, I know you really liked I think it was a pasta dish the other night. Do you want me to try to get that for you? And he did. He got it for him, and it was fantastic service. So don't hesitate to ask. It doesn't hurt. It might not work out, but definitely ask if you want. If there's something that you want to ask about. Don't be afraid to order more than one of anything, more than one menu item. So if, like the last cruise, they had lobster tail on the menu, and it was one lobster tail, and I wanted two because I love lobster, and lobster isn't really that filling anyway, right? So I asked for two, and they brought two lobster tails, and my server even got them out of the shelf for me and got them all ready for me, and it was fantastic. So don't hesitate to ask for two of something if you want, or don't hesitate to ask for multiple entrees, multiple appetizers, multiple desserts, whatever you want. They are happy to bring it. If you want to order one of everything, give it a shot. I don't know where they will fit it on your table, but go for it. It's your cruise. It's all included. All right. Photographers may come around to your table, and those pictures will be available at Shutters. So they may take a picture of you and your spouse, of you with your kids, your whole family together at the restaurant. And like I said, those pictures will be available to purchase either as part of a package or on their own if you're interested in doing that. Staying for all courses, so they have multiple courses. Of course, how many are there? Bread, salad, soup, which is kind of one, entree, dessert. So at least 4 courses. That takes a while. It's not really fast service, even though it's really good service. So again, plan for it to take a while. And if you are in a hurry, don't order all the courses. Let your server know that you have somewhere you need to be, or you're kind of tired and you're going to leave a little bit earlier, just so that they're prepared and they can plan for that. Okay, I mentioned ordering room service the night before if you have an early excursion. Great option. We do that almost all the time if we have to get out early. it just simplifies your day. They do not have room service like that the last day when you get off the cruise. So you will need to go to the buffet, or your assigned restaurant for breakfast because they will not have room service that morning. Okay, you can get Mickey bars from room service. I mentioned that, even though it's not on the menu. You can also bring your snacks and drinks from cabanas or the quick service or whatever from the pool fountain station. You can bring those into shows and movies. So if you don't want to pay for the popcorn and the snacks, but you'd like a snack, you can just go get that yourself. One of the options that's available somewhere else on the ship, and you can bring it in. No problem. So great, right? Okay, I mentioned this also, but you're expected to tip at bars and for room service. And you're expected to tip your wait staff in the dining room, but you don't do it nightly. You do it at the end of the cruise. So I recommend prepaying for all of your tips, all of your gratuities before you even go on your cruise, because it just makes it simple. And at the end, they'll just give you little slips that you can hand out to those people. And you can add a little extra if you want. You can add a nice little note from your family for all the things that you appreciate them doing, because I guarantee that they will do something special for you. And it's nice to show your appreciation. But those tips will be at the end, so you don't have to worry about doing those every night. But you do have to tip. You should plan to tip the bar servers, your room service. Last one. Oh, almost last one. They have cooking classes, and these are free. And they have them for kids in the kids club. Kids can cook. Can you hear what it's coming from? Kids can cook. Everyone can cook. Anyone can cook. I can't remember all the names. Things like that. But of course, it's inspired by Ratatouille. And these are free, and they show you how to make a certain dish. Apple strudel, maybe, I know is one. And of course, you get to sample it. They have adult-only ones. I believe those include a wine pairing with the item. Not sure about that because I haven't been to those, but those are free. So great way to try a little something extra and learn how to cook while you're there. Plus, just fun, right? Okay, this is the last one because I forgot to mention it earlier. Not really a tip, but if you are going on a Caribbean or Bahamas cruise, of course it will stop at Castaway Cay, which is one of my favorites, and I have done a video about that before. And your food on Castaway Cay is included too. So they have a barbecue lunch there that is included. It's a buffet style, and that is all included. And they do have extras there, like alcoholic and frozen drinks that are extra. But your fountain drinks, your soft serve ice cream, and your barbecue lunch are all there waiting for you and free. And I'm just going to show you, because I should have done this in the mail, but I didn't, a slideshow and mention some of you told me some of your favorites earlier. So I will get to a few of those. But if you are interested, stick around for these pictures. Okay, of course, frozen soft serve at ice cream. Each ship has that. This one's a strawberry banana. The banana is one of my favorites. And this is one of my better looking cones. This is one of the Animators Palette restaurants. This is on the Fantasy, and you can see the crush right there in the window that's interacting with different guests. So that's kind of what that one looks like. And Animators Palette on Wonder and Magic looks a little bit different, but this is what the one on Dream and Fantasy pretty much looks like. Kind of fun. I think this was a halibut, but this is just to give you an idea of what the food looks like. It's very well presented, delicious. And that was a steak. The Pirates in the Caribbean dinner menu. And this is one of my favorites, as well as Nikki's favorite, the beignets from Tiana's with the chocolate dipping sauce. So delicious. This is Sweet on You, one of the ice cream shops that does cost extra. This is gelato. It was a mini gelato that was like raspberry and chocolate and vanilla, I think, or was it white chocolate? White chocolate? I don't know. But it was so delicious and it was adorable, the little ice cream shop. And they had other sweets as well. Okay, this is Royal, I can't remember, Palace or Court, the one on the Fantasy. It is, I get mixed up which is which. But do you see the little bread bowl, the little bread bowls that look like Cinderella's carriage? This is Royal Court. Very elegant and pretty, right? But not like overly princess. This is part of the buffet at Castaway Cay. So lots of different options. This is just part of it. There's a lot more to it. But you can see you have burgers, you can have chicken, ribs, fruit, salads, all different things there. This is one of my favorite. I order this every time I see it on the menu, and it is the truffle pasta percettes or something like that. Really, if you like mushrooms at all, or even if you're not a big mushroom fan, if you see anything with mushroom on the menu, it's usually really good. The mushroom soup. There's more than one mushroom pasta, including this one. They've all been fantastic. These are little potato croquettes with a little bacon and sour cream with chive sauce. Really good. This was eggplant parmesan that was recommended by my server, and it was fantastic. Okay, this picture was sent in by one of our group members, Andrea, and she said this was her favorite meal ever on the cruise, and it was from Enchanted Garden, the trio of veal. She said it was just fantastic, and she loved it. So thank you, Andrea, for sharing that picture. And again, back to the ice cream. So again, thank you so much for joining. It's been so fun to talk about one of my favorite things, Disney cruises and food. I love food. And I hope you get a chance to experience Disney Cruise Line and partake of the great food there. Or maybe you have already, and that's fantastic. I'd love for you to share some comments of your favorites. But if you are planning a Disney cruise, if you are interested or want to check it out, or if you have questions, feel free to comment on this post or reach out to me. My information is right here. I'm on Facebook right here at Jenny Travels. Instagram, the same name there. And then you can send me an email right here, jenny.bond@marvelousmousetravels.com. I would love to help you out. I'd love to get you on your first Disney cruise or your second or your 20th. I'd love to help you with that and provide all my tips and tricks. And of course, it's at no cost to you, no additional cost. For any of our services at Marvelous Mouse Travels, we just love to help you and make the most of your vacations. So feel free to reach out to me. I hope your day is going great, and I guess it's evening now. So have a great night, and I'll see you next time.